The great thing about having long hair, you can use it to cover up your sunburn. Okay, hey, do you guys see what I'm trying to do? Like a little blue theme up here and some red here sprinkled with some white? Or do I just want to put all the whitish books over on their own little shelf? Blue, red, black. I'm not a color coordinated person. I can barely dress myself. I don't know what I'm doing. This will be a work in progress. I just really don't want to separate the John Green books. But hello and welcome. I read Legend. Actually, I reread Legend because I had to reread it just so I felt re-qualified to react to this book. If you guys watched my reader's reaction video, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you that I filmed that all the way back in December of 2018, right when I got all my equipment. And of course, right now it is late April, and how to say this and when to say it. Okay, I'll just talk about that near the end of the video. But I wanted to review it, but it's been like 4 months since I read it, so I was like, I'll just re-rent it from the library and reread it again. Okay, so since I reread it 2 times, I should probably know what it's about now. So, Legend by Mary Lou. Not Mary Lou, or is it Marie Lou? Mary Lou, Mary Lou, Marie Lou. Okay, so my friend Lou wrote this book. So Legend takes place in a dystopian future that is ravaged by war. America has been split apart by floodwaters, Hunger Games style, I guess, and in the ruins of this waterlogged chunk of land, the American government has split into 2 separate entities. We have the Republic, a totally militarian society, and we also have the colonies on the other side of America. I have no idea what the colonies are about. It's not really explained well in Legend. There's just a colonies group called the Patriots that tries to vandalize, terrorize, and just get in the way of the Republic's war effort, but that's all we know about the colonies right now in this book. Republic hates the colonies, and these 2 separate governments are at war with each other just to get the other one's land. Reunite America. Floodwaters be cursed. Oh, that's it. It's not really a clear motive for war. It's just mutual hatred, mutual desire for land. But the most important thing is not the war. No, the most important thing are 2 people whose lives have differed because of one event. That is the trial. So, there's a thing called the trial in the Republic. It's a bunch of physical, mental, oral, written tests that you have to take at age 10, and it decides if you have been blessed with good genes or if you get the boot. If you get a low score, maybe you get to finish high school, or they just kick you right off to some lame factory job where you'll most likely get boiled to death by steam. If you get a high score, though, you get sent to a great high school, awesome college, you're guaranteed a job in the government or the military. Study hard, kids, because you may end up like those poor saps. If you get a low score on the trial, no, that's wrong. If you fail the trial entirely, you're going to the labor camps. Your family's never going to see you again, and you're going to have a horrible existence for the rest of your life. One of our main characters, Day, a spunky young lad just trying to make his way in the world, he failed his trial, epically, and now he has escaped. He's off the grid, but he's wreaking havoc across the Republic as the #1 most wanted criminal, while secretly working that heart of gold of his to provide for his poor family, most of whom thinks he's dead. But Casey, what happens if you get a perfect score on the trial? Impossible. Unless you are one person. Only one person has completely aced the trial, got a perfect score of 1500, and that will be the lovely young lady June, who will rip your arms off if you look at her the wrong way. She got a perfect score. She is wait for it, some may even call her a prodigy, and she is basically the best ninja, spy, kick butt, mega smart golden girl of the army. She's going places, and you can bet that she is fiercely loyal to the Republic. Some may even say blindly so. So we got these 2 epically smart individuals, Day and June, basically the same person but split into different worlds, but then they collide in an epically grave accident. So epic, in fact, that I'm not going to tell you what it is, because it's literally on the dust jacket, the back of the book, and you really shouldn't read the back of the book before you read this. Just listen to me, I'm all you need, and read it, but don't read the back of it, because you would want this thing to come as a surprise. I wanted it to come as a surprise when I was reading it, but it didn't, because the back of the book spoiled it. But anyways, this big event smashes the 2 of them together, and neither one knows the other's identity. She doesn't know he's the mega criminal. He doesn't know she's the mega military girl, which is a good thing at first because June has a special obsession / vendetta against Day. So we have this whole cat versus mouse, unseen enemies dynamic going on between these two. Is it executed well? No. So the true reason that I had to reread this book is because 4 months ago when I first read it, I decided to DNF the series. Not the book, I finished the whole book the first time because it was like cool enough for me to want to finish it, but not cool enough for me to invest myself into it. But I just kept having this nagging feeling in the back of my head, Casey, finish it. And I'm like, okay, fine. My library has the whole series. It'll be fun. This will be good. Things will turn around. And also, everywhere on BookTube, mostly everywhere on BookTube, everyone loves this book series, and so I self-doubted myself, like maybe there was something wrong with my brain when I was reading this, maybe I zombie read it and just like glossed over everything, but I had pretty much the same reaction as when I read this the first time. It was just meh. I mean, let's get into what I liked about it. Day and June, those peoples are awesome. They're both insanely smart. I love Day. He is like a more affable Artemis Fowl. That's how smart he is. And I love Artemis Fowl. Give me an evil genius, criminal mastermind child, and I will fall in love with him. June's a smart cookie. I like June. Am I supposed to list more? Like, they're really the only thing I liked about it. And even they has some flaws. Mostly a little affliction called insta-love. You've heard of it. One of the symptoms is obnoxious behavior. The ability to turn logical individuals into Twitter-pated rambling messes. Okay, so complaint number 1 is, they're not really big. Okay, they are really big complaints, but they're not like love-shattering complaints. I gave the first book a 3. That's meh. Not bleh. Just meh. The first complaint is it was really rushed. And it is not what I was expecting from a book series that I knew had 3 books, and I knew that it revolved around the characters not knowing who the other one is, so I thought their identities wouldn't be revealed to each other until like maybe the end of the second book, and then the third book would be some epic rival chase scene between them, one trying to kill the other, then not, and being best friends for the rest of their lives. Not as satisfying. They basically just fall in love with each other the moment they meet. Super cool how they first meet. Like, yeah, bones got broken. I loved it. But I'm just gonna guesstimate that they were around each other, book-wise, 2 to 3 days, and they were already, like, kissing each other passionately against the brick wall. Like, take it slow. So yeah, the pacing was not my jam. The writing was fine, totally fine. I'm not a picky writing style person. Just write me some words. Good words, just some good story, and we're good. But my other complaint, probably a bigger complaint than the first complaint, even though I already mentioned that my first complaint is still big, even though it isn't. The second complaint is lack of world building. If you guys watched my 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle review, you guys know I need world building. You know how I mentioned the Republic and the colonies, they're fighting against each other? Why? You guys ever watch Saving Mr. Banks? When Walt Disney wants Mr. Banks, the dad, to have a mustache, but Mrs. Travers doesn't want him to have a mustache because in her books he's clean shaven, and she asks him, why does he need a mustache? And Disney says, because I want him to. And she's like, why? I declare war against you. Why? Because I want your land and there's floodwaters everywhere. But why? You have perfectly good land. I mean, like, our land is completely dry. We have the western part of the United States and you have the eastern part. Yeah. Why do we even hate each other? Because the floodwaters. But why? Just why? I actually have a little journal of unanswered questions right over there. I see it. But I am going to read the rest of the series, so hopefully those will get answered. And I can't tell you those questions because spoilers. So yeah, I didn't like how, the Republic is so grand and noble and we're fighting this awful enemy, but we don't really know why. It's just like the whole military government thing is just a far-off entity that plays a mega huge role in June's life, Day's life, but why? We were also introduced to a sort of villain, the Elector Primo, halfway in the book, just really brief. We met him at a party. He's basically, the whole Republic has a North Korea vibe, so he's basically the dictator of the Republic, and everyone just stands up and salutes to him as he walks by. But why? He just popped up. I know nothing about him. I know nothing about this government. I just know that it is harsh with its trial. It's just not explained well, so I don't care. Although the Primo's son does sound kind of cute. Everything is just rushed. Oh, and a funny contrast to that is, so the chapters are like split in dual perspective. Every other chapter is either Day or June. Once a certain thing like happens, Day's point of view is just super boring because he's in like the same place for a while. June is basically picking up slack. But again, I love Day. He's a good man. I wish him the best in all of his gambling adventures. I mean, would I recommend this to people? No, because it's meh. But is the premise interesting? Yes. It's just meh for now. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. That Prodigy, the tempo will increase in a good way. We'll get some world building. I'll finally figure out why the colonies and the Republic hate each other, besides floodwaters. I thought this would be one of my shorter videos, but my editor sense is not happy with me right now. So those are my thoughts on Legends, and I hope that you guys are not angry with me, or you agree with me. Don't be angry. Agree with me. Spot on singing talent right there. I can also rap. Thank you everybody for visiting my bookcase, and I hope you guys have a fabulous night. It's nighttime right now and I'm sleepy. So, sweet dreams everyone. I had a dream about wolves again last night. There's no golden cage. Scarlet. But anyways, keep turning pages and I will too. I will too, Miss Mary Lou.